Well, very good afternoon to all of you, dear students. I will be dealing with the chapter The Browning Version, and it is actually the drama, chapter number 6 from Hornbill. So, hereby I am about to share the content with you all, but before that, let me share the screen, and the screen will be visible shortly. And dear students, you can confirm me whether you all can see the screen properly or not. It is getting shared right now. I hope you all can see it. Now I am about to show you the text. Is the text visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback. Now let us move on. So page number is 52, and I will be dealing with this particular line, that yes sir, and I might be playing golf. Now what exactly happened is that Frank is a bit surprised because the other students, they know their results, but Taplow, he is still uncertain about whether he is promoted or detained. Okay, because Crocker Harris is a very tough nut to crack, and he haven't disclosed the results like the other teachers. See, you would think he had have enough to do anyway himself, considering he is leaving tomorrow for good. But oh no, I missed a day last week. Please underline this one. I missed a day last week when I was ill. So here I am. And look at the weather, sir. Yes, it's a great weather. I could have went out in this weather. I could have played, but I missed a day last week. I missed Crocker Harris's class last week because I was ill. Who knows, maybe for that he could have given me low grades. So I came here to show some pending assignments in order to know my result. Now look at what Frank is saying. Bad luck, but still there's one comfort. You are pretty well certain to get you removed tomorrow for being a good boy in taking extra work. Now Frank is saying that I hope you are very confident about getting good marks, because the level of seriousness you are showing, that's quite commendable, because you came with in order to show your pending work to Crocker Harris. I am very sure that you will be getting your remove. But see, Taplow is not so sure. See, well, I am not so sure, sir. You might be sure of it, but I am not so sure, because Crocker Harris is not like the ordinary masters. Okay, he is not like the ordinary masters, because the other teachers would have easily given me a remove, but not Crocker Harris. See, that would be true of the ordinary masters, all right. But those sort of rules don't apply to Mr. Crocker Harris. Yes, this is important. Even this line is also important. I am highlighting this line and clarifying it. See, that would be true of the ordinary masters. The other teachers would have easily given me good grades, and I wouldn't have worried so much about my remove. But these sort of rules don't apply to a person like Mr. Harris, or rather to say Mr. Crocker Harris, because I asked him yesterday outright if he had given me a remove, and do you know what he said, sir? Now every time Frank loves to listen to controversies and all these things, so look at his excitement. He wanted to know, no, what? Please say what Crocker Harris actually told you when you interacted with him the other day in the class. Now students, they have a habit of imitating the voice of a teacher, okay, mannerisms and all these things. Okay, this is a nature that can be seen among the students, and this is going for a long time. Okay, see, here also we find exactly the same thing. Taplow told what exactly Crocker Harris told him, but he told to Frank not in his own voice, but he went on doing the mimicry of Crocker Harris. See, my dear Taplow, I have given you exactly what you deserve, no less. and certainly no more. Now this is a very important dialogue. Now this was actually what Crocker Harris told Taplow, that my dear Taplow, I have given you exactly what you deserve. I haven't given you a lot of marks, or I haven't given you less marks. Exactly what you deserved, I had given you that. So see, other teachers would have disclosed the marks, but Crocker Harris, being a man of principles, being so much duty conscious, haven't done it. See now, I am moving on to the next line. Do you know, sir, I think he may have marked me down. The meaning of this line is that what Taplow is trying to say, that, do you know, I think he had given me low grades rather than up for taking extra work, because I missed few of his classes. Maybe that is the reason he may have given me low grades. He may have marked me down means he may have given me low grades. And then see what Taplow commented. I mean, the man's hardly human. Now this is an insulting comment, and immediately he apologized. But Frank, being a very shrewd character, Frank being a very crooked individual, he went on playing mind games with Taplow. Okay, because for a crooked person like him, even a slight mistake, he will take it in his stride as a good opportunity to harass that particular individual. And here that individual whom he went on harassing is none other than Taplow. Okay, immediately see, Taplow is asking for apologies. See, sorry sir, have I gone too far? Because I told that Crocker Harris is hardly human. Now that is a very not a good comment. That's a very negative comment. Sorry sir, I apologize to you sir, have I went too far? Now as I told you, Frank is very notorious, very crooked, very shrewd. He will play mind games with Taplow right now. See what he is saying. Yes, much too far. Yes, you went too far. Sorry sir, I got carried away. Please don't mind sir, I apologize. I got a bit emotionally carried away. Now see, Frank all of a sudden, who was behaving in such a candid manner, in such a frank manner, candid manner, friendly manner, all of a sudden became a bit reserved. Okay, he picks up a newspaper and opens it and was behaving in such a way that he was reading the paper. Okay, then again he is saying, Taplow, yes sir. Frank, what was that Crocker Harris said to you? Could you please repeat it once again? See, he is now making fun of that dialogue, and particularly he likes Crocker Harris, his senior colleague. A student is imitating one of his senior colleagues' voice. Okay, he should have scolded. Okay, or once it's okay, but now he is saying to Taplow to imitate it once again. And Taplow, as you know, dear students, already he became a victim of circumstances. He had to repeat it. See, imitating again. Now Taplow had no option. As I told a bit right now, only he became a victim of circumstances. So right now he is repeating the same thing. See, my dear Taplow, I have given you exactly what you deserved, no less and certainly no more. That means the same thing that Crocker Harris actually told him. He referred again in the voice of Crocker Harris, the same mimicry that he did a bit earlier. Again being pressurized by Frank, he did the same mimicry once again. Now Frank, looking very severe, not in the least like him, read your nice Aeschylus and be quiet. Okay, now all of a sudden Frank is again behaving in a bit serious manner. Now what he told that, okay fine, now you read your nice Aeschylus and be quiet. Now see, Frank made a mistake. Aeschylus is the name of the Greek dramatist, and the name of the Greek drama is Agamemnon. He should have said, read your nice Agamemnon and be quiet, but instead of referring to the drama, he referred to the dramatist. So that is a mistake on his part. Okay, Taplow was, he could easily detect that mistake. So with dislike, with disapproval, he told Aeschylus, sir, it will be Agamemnon, written by Aeschylus, not Aeschylus. Okay, now see the next dialogue of Frank. I am moving on to page number 53. Dear students, any doubt at the back of your mind till now, whatever I discussed in page number 52? Shall I move on to page number 53? Any doubt at the back of your mind, you can ask me. Is it clear to you? So now I am moving on to page number 53. And I hope that all of you can see page number 53. It is visible, I hope it is displayed in front of you. So now I am scrolling a bit so that you can see the dialogue of Frank. See what Frank is saying. Look, what time did Mr. Crocker Harris tell you to be here? Okay, what was the time when Mr. Crocker Harris told you to be here? 6:30, sir. Frank, well, he is 10 minutes late. Why don't you cut? Now, what is the meaning of this? Why don't you cut? Any idea what can be the possible meaning of this line? Why don't you cut? Yes, can any one of you throw some light on it? What does this mean? Why don't you cut? Who can say? Yes?
Mr. Frank said him to either bunk that place or
Okay.
to go away and play golf.
Okay, very good. Yes, absolutely right. Why don't you cut means why don't you leave for a time being? Correct. Yes, you are absolutely right. That why don't you leave for a time being? You can come a bit later because your teacher is already 10 minutes late. So it's still evening. There is a bit of faint sunshine also, a bit in the evening hours. So why don't you go and involve in the sports activities? Okay, absolutely right. Definitely you are right. So let us move on. That's good answer. See, now you could still play golf before lockup. Before lockup means before the evening descends and before it darkens. You can still play golf or you can involve yourself in sports activities also. Taplock, really shocked. Oh no, I couldn't cut. Cut the crock, Mr. Crocker Harris. No sir, I can't leave this place because if he arrives after that and if he finds that I was here but I had departed, then who knows, he is so strict, he is so serious, he might visit in my home, and obviously that would be a bad thing for me. So I can't actually leave this place. I shouldn't think it's ever been done in the whole time he has been here. God knows what would happen if I did. He would probably follow me home or something. This is something very important. So dear students, I am highlighting this line. I hope it is visible to all of you. What he is saying, that God knows what would happen if I did, because so serious minded he is, so duty conscious he is, and a man of principles like him, whenever he will return back home and will get to know that I was here, he will follow me home, and that won't be good for me. So I can't leave this place. Why Frank is so much eager why he want Taplow to leave that place? The simple reason is that he came to date Crocker Harris's wife, Millie Crocker Harris. Now in front of a student, he can't interact with his senior colleague's wife. So that is the reason he wants Taplow to leave that place and to join a bit later. Now I am moving on to the next important dialogue. I hope it is visible to all of you. See what is written. I must admit, I envy him, the effect he seems to have on you boys in the form. I must admit. Who is saying? Frank is saying, I envy him. Envy, the synonym is jealous. Okay, I am jealous of him. Not only Frank, but the other teachers are also jealous of Crocker Harris because they do a lot. Okay, they disclose the results. Okay, they give out the official information prior to the actual notice, or prior to the actual information. They give out everything in advance. The most important thing is that, but still the Crocker Harris is more popular than than them. Okay, despite this, Crocker Harris turns out to be more popular than each one of them. So ultimately, they are very much envious of him. You all seem scared to death of him. What does he do? Beat you all or something? Now Frank is asking a very direct question to Taplow. Then what does he do? Does he beat you all or something, that whenever you hear about Crocker Harris, you all are very scared, or literally speaking, you are all scared to death when you hear about him? What does he do? Does he beat you all? Taplow: good Lord, no, he is not a sadist like one or two of the others. No, sir, he is not a sadist. He never physically assault us. Okay, he is not a sadist like one or two of the other. That means there are some other teachers who can be claimed to be sadist, but Crocker Harris is not a sadist. Now Frank got a bit surprised because he doesn't know what is the meaning of a sadist. That is the reason he is asking, I beg your pardon. Okay, you told other teachers. Okay, fine, what is the meaning of sadist? Because I don't get it. Okay, see, now actually sadist is someone who enjoys inflicting pain on others. Okay, that person is known as a sadist. Now Taplow is very firm. Later you will find that he is admitting that Crocker Harris is not a sadist at all. But before that, now he is clarifying to Frank what exactly is the meaning of the term sadist. See, a sadist, sir, is someone who gets pleasure out of giving pain. That means who enjoys inflicting pain on others. Okay, now Frank is saying, indeed, now he understood what is the meaning of the term sadist is. But I think he went on to say that some other masters, look at his mentality. I feel very sorry for this man, and it seems that I really hate him. I don't know what is your perspective on him, because it seems that he is very much eager to dig up the controversies related with other teachers, other masters, other colleagues. Okay, because look at his cheap mentality. He is now asking Taplow, okay, Crocker Harris is not a sadist. Okay, fine, I understood, but you told that some other teachers. So could you please name who are the other teachers? Look at his mentality. Now look what Taplow is saying. Well, of course there are, sir. I won't mention names, but you know them as well as I do. But now see, Taplow became smart. Previously Taplow told how Crocker Harris interacted with him, and he realized that Frank pressurized him to imitate it once again. Now he became a bit clever, and he is saying that no, sir, I won't mention the names. Okay, but there are other teachers, you know them as well as I do, but this time I won't mention the names. He became a bit wiser right now, because he realized that Frank actually plays mind games and will harass him. So he is not eager to refer to any teachers or names of any teachers right now, but he very smartly told Frank that you know them as well as I do. Of course, I know most masters think we boys don't understand a thing, but sir, you are different, you are young, well comparatively anyway, and you are science. You must know what sadism is. Now Taplow further told Frank that you teachers, you think that we don't understand things. Okay, but ultimately we do, sir. And you are pretty young, comparatively young in respect to the other teachers. You are a teacher of science. You are science means you are a teacher of science. So you should know what sadism is all about. You don't know what is sadism. Now Frank was quiet for a moment. That is the reason in first bracket, dear students, as you can see, it is written after a pause. So he was quiet for a few moments. Then again he had spoken. See what he told. Good Lord, what are our schools coming to? That means, oh God, what is the situation of our school now? It is for teachers like Frank only that the school are turning into a pathetic place or a pathetic environment, not for teachers like Crocker Harris, because teachers like Crocker Harris, they are very dedicated. But teachers like Frank, they are very casual. They are very casual and they love to promote and listen to controversies, or they love to listen related with other teachers. Now that is something unfortunate. Okay, very, very unfortunate. Okay, now just wait, I hope there is someone on the line. Okay, so let us move on right now. Yes, see this line. Anyway, the croc isn't a sadist. I told you already earlier also that Taplow will repeat the same thing once again. He is repeating it, that Crocker Harris, him whom he is referring, previously also he referred many a times Crocker Harris as croc, and what he told, that the croc isn't a sadist. That's what I am saying. He wouldn't be so frightening if he were, because at least it wouldn't show he had some feelings, but he hasn't. That means he doesn't have any feelings. He's always very strict. He's all shriveled up inside like a nut, and he seems to hate people to like him. Please underline it. This is a very, very important line. He seems to hate people to like him. It seems that he doesn't have any sort of emotions whatsoever, and every time he loves to carry this strict mentality, or rather to say, he loves to carry this strict attitude. And he seems to hate people to like him. And this thing I referred earlier also to all of you, dear students, that Crocker Harris being a very strict teacher, the students, they are scared of him and they all like him because of his strict mentality. I repeat, the students, they all like him because of his strict mentality. It's funny, I don't know any other master who doesn't like being liked, because this is a psychological thing. We all like being liked. When the students wishes us, okay, we all do like it, whether anyone is strict, whether anyone is liberal. Every teacher liked being liked. It's a psychological thing, and the same thing goes for Crocker Harris also. Okay, I hope up to this it is clear. Now I am moving on to page number 54. I hope you all can see page number 54. See what is written. Frank. Look at the dialogue of Frank. And I don't know anybody who doesn't use that for his own purpose. Now what Frank is saying, that students, after spending a lot of time with their teachers, they got to know about their mentalities, their behavioral traits, their likes and dislikes. The teachers, they also use it for their own purpose also. So Frank very frankly admitting it. Now what Taplow is saying in connection to this is very important. Well, it's natural, sir. It's very natural, but not with the croc. But Crocker Harris, he is in a different league of his own, and as I already told you, he's a very tough nut to crack. Frank, Mr. Crocker Harris. Taplow, Mr. Crocker Harris. The funny thing is that in spite of everything, I do rather like him. Please underline. This shows that Taplow had a huge respect or reverence for Crocker Harris. Despite Crocker Harris is so strict a teacher, despite all these things, Taplow do rather like him. See, this is a very important line. The funny thing is that in spite of everything, I do rather like him. I can't help it, and sometimes I think he sees it, and that seems to shrivel him up even more. Now see, Crocker Harris, he could realize it, that we students, we do love him a lot, but it seems that despite he realizes it, he becomes much more a strict person. Okay, but I do really like him. Now he is admitting it. Taplow is admitting it very candidly in front of Frank, that despite some negativity, despite his strict mentality, despite his strict attitude, okay, everyone, and most importantly Taplow, do like him a lot. Now Frank is saying that I am sure you are exaggerating. Exaggerating means it seems that you are saying a lot. Maybe it is not like that, but you are adding colors to your statement. That is what exaggerating is all about. You are flattering, you are adding colors to your statement. Now look at this dialogue. No sir, I am not. informed the other day he made one of his classical jokes. Of course, nobody laughed because nobody understood it, myself included. So once Crocker Harris cracked a joke in the class, but it was so highly refined and complicated that no one actually understood it. Still, I knew he would meant it as funny, so I laughed out of ordinary common politeness. Now, see, Taplow felt really bad for his teacher that no one laughed. So, out of common ordinary politeness, he laughed, and Crocker Harris thought that he understood the joke. See, out of ordinary common politeness and feeling a bit sorry for him for having made a poor joke. Now I can't remember what the joke was, but suppose I make it. Now you laugh, sir. Now the important thing is that Taplow is saying that I don't remember, but I was the one who in the entire class laughed, and Crocker Harris thought that I had understood the Latin joke. So he wanted me to explain it to my friends. See, and see, Taplow is again imitating Crocker Harris. He is imitating the dialogue of Crocker Harris, what exactly Crocker Harris told him. See, Taplow, you laughed at my little joke, and see, he is referring to what Crocker Harris told him to Frank again, but again he is referring in the voice of in the voice of Crocker Harris. See, Taplow, you laughed at my little joke, I noticed. I must confess that I am pleased at the advance your Latin has made, since you readily means promptly, have understood what the rest of the form did not. Rest of the form means rest of the students in the class did not. So I am very impressed, and it seems that you made a great progress, improvement in your Latin, because what you had understood, the rest of the class or the rest of the students in the class, they had not. Perhaps now you would be good enough to explain it to them so that they too can share your pleasure. Now Crocker Harris told Taplow that now it would be nice that if you could share whatever you understood to them, so that they can also get a share of your pleasure of knowing. Okay, so this particular dialogue Crocker Harris actually told Taplow, thinking that Taplow or the latter had understood the Latin joke that he cracked in the class, and being the only one who laughed at his joke, he told him to explain it to the other students or to his friends in the class, so that they can get a share of his pleasure, of the knowledge. Your pleasure means the knowledge. Okay, so I stop here. In this class I have taken 3-4 minutes extra. So again tomorrow I will be continuing, and tomorrow the Browning version will be over, because we will be dealing with the final segment, and we will find another character, a minor character will be introduced to us, that is the wife of Crocker Harris, Millie Crocker Harris. So till then, stay safe everyone, and have a nice day. Thank you all for your patient hearing. Stay safe everyone, and see you all tomorrow. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you everyone. Thank you.